see here, another little video. Put this up here, a little bit here. Get this ashtray. All right, real quick video. More information. Today the question was, and I said yesterday I was going to talk about this, was how do we know when she is already communicating with us, when it's Mitsikatsikwa starts to communicate with us, when Santa Muerte starts to speak to us? How do we know? Everybody has a different way of communication with her. But in a way, when you start communicating with her, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to hear a little voice. I'm going to hear her whisper in my ears. Okay? The communication starts within here, within the conscience. And I gave a little heads up yesterday about it, little information about it. But all communication in the spiritual with your ancestors or anything spiritual, any entity, is within you. Where you ask a question and then you automatically get an answer. The problem is a lot of people, a lot of you guys have doubt. And you second questions the answer that she's given. You second guess. You question yourself. It's called the intuitive, it's intuition. When you start practicing with her, you start receiving these messages, you start receiving these thoughts. How do I do this? And all of a sudden, it's a download of information on how to do something. The subconscious, that you, the self, the spirit within you was actually communicating with that. It's the same thing when we do readings. When you do intuition reading, it's the best. When you start doing readings, let's give you an example as tarot cards, right? You start working with tarot cards, you have to memorize a book. You're too busy trying to memorize something that somebody else wrote. Rules that somebody else wrote. Instead of using your intuition, using that, hearing to that inner voice. When people come to me, I'm gonna start doing reading, I'm listening to her talk to me talk to me in here. And I'm just repeating everything she is saying. Sometimes as a reader it's hard to also understand her or hear her. A lot of times it's not her, a lot of times it's ancestral spirits that come in, messengers that come in that we pick up. The tarot cards are just basically tools that it helps us to see beyond, to understand something. They're just tools. The best way to read or communicate is within you. It's a very simple thing. When you start, you will know. Because then you'll be like, wait, I don't think that way. I don't act that way. Those are not my thoughts. How do I prepare this candle? And then it's going to be use this, use that, use this, use this, then do this, then do that, do that. Listen to that spirit. See, people will always betray you, but the spirits will never betray you. The spirits will always give you what the spirits will always give you the solution to the issue, to the problems. Always listen to them. When you have that intuitive thought, when you're driving, maybe I should go here, but then something tells you, no, turn around and go this other way. And then you keep driving and you find out that there's a lot of traffic or there was a huge accident or there's stuff like that, right? Or all of a sudden you not doze off, but you zone out and you pass the exit. There was a reason why that happened. Don't be pissed off at yourself. Don't hit yourself. Don't be like, oh my God, I missed the exit. But back to the question, how do we know when she starts communicating with us? It's a feeling. How do you know when she is there? How do we know when she has come down and she's there with us? It's a feeling that you get. It's a very weird feeling that those who understand and know what I'm talking about, it's a little bit like chilling feeling at the beginning. It's a little like, I feel a little bit awkward. I feel a little bit weird. But then after suddenly, it's like a nice, warm, motherly, very nice, calm feeling. Um, and then you start hearing the things within your head. You start hearing the messages. You start hearing the communication that is in your head. She talks to you through your mind, to your thought process, to the intuition. Well, how come when you do readings you're on point, or you like hit the nail, the hit the hit it on the nail, whatever you guys say it. Why are your readings so good, and then when I try to do it, I don't read the same? I've been practicing for over 30 years. It's a difference when you start. And even though I've been practicing for 30 years, there's still a lot of things to learn. There's a lot of still things to understand. When you're gonna go ahead and start the communication, you need to have your mind relaxed, your mind at ease. You need to have your tempo, your spirit at ease in order to communicate. It takes a lot of meditation. It takes how would I put this? To have an understanding of who she is. That's why I said one of the most important things that you can do when you start walking the spiritual path is build a relationship with her. Understand that when you sit in front of the altar, you know when she's upset, you know when she's happy, um, you know when she's wants something. For example, I could be right here right now, and I'm outside, and then she'd be like, come here, I gotta talk to you. That way, that's the way she communicates. Come here, I gotta say something to you. Then I go and say, you call me, and then I sit down, and then I just breathe in, breathe out, and let her speak, and I listen. Listen to this right here, the conscience. Especially for those who have gone through the initiation, you're gonna hear a lot of shattering. Once you go through the Santa Muerte initiation, Mitsikatsikwa initiation, um, let me talk a little bit about initiation, a little bit about feelings. When you first go through initiation, you're gonna have this feeling of anxiety. You're gonna have this feeling of depression. You're gonna have this feeling like you're lost. You're gonna have this feeling like you're confused. You need to understand that the initiation, when we do initiation, we are doing something to that soul. We are basically killing who you used to be, spiritual death. You're going through a spiritual death to be reawakened, to be reborn. So you're gonna feel like out of place, like it's not you, like you don't belong. Okay? And then after a few days, you're gonna start hearing the shattering. You're gonna start hearing like blah 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 blah. You're gonna start seeing things. You're gonna start hearing different spirits. Just not her. Just it's everything. You're gonna start smelling different. There's some people that have that feeling of suicidal because they feel like they're already dead. Because it is. You go through a ceremony of death. You go to a ceremony that you basically you die spiritual and are reborn again into this light. That's what a ceremony represents. That's what we do. That's why you receive little cuts too, tiny little cuts, symbols. It's not like cuts like in other traditional practice. Let's say in palos, not those kind of cuts. This one are symbols. Little lines and little things there, dots and stuff. Mayan or Aztec symbols. But listen to yourself. And that's how you know when she starts communicating. In my option, that's how it is with me. I just basically sit down, turn on the candle. I start invoking her. A lot of people say, well, she's not communicating with me. Well, did you invoke her? Did you call upon her? Are you talking to her, or are you saying repeated prayers? Depends on which one that you practice with, how you practice. Um, it's very simple. You need to pay more attention to yourself and to your thoughts. And then you gotta say, well, are those my thoughts? Or is that her? And if, like I said yesterday, once you know yourself, you begin to know yourself and understand yourself. That's very, very important to take the first step to understand yourself and to know thyself. So when you start having those messages, you're like, wait, 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 this is not my thought process. This is not the way I think. This is her. Or this is another spirit, right? And there's a lot of times, and I'm like, okay, when she comes in a different feeling and a different energy form, that then I have to grab the bones and throw and say, is this you? To see if it gives me a yes or a no. Because she comes in different feelings and different modes. It's not all the time the same feeling. You might have done something that she disagree or she doesn't like, and she's gonna come a little bit angry, and you're gonna feel it because that altar, that place where you're communicating with her, is gonna get very hot. You're gonna feel like a little bit scared, scarish. But the communication part is very simple. A lot of people is like, oh no, I want to hear her whisper in my ear. Well, it's a feeling like a whisper in your ear, but it's within here. But anyways, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Um, the process of communication. How do you know when she starts communicating with you? How do you know when there is connection? Another very important thing is, does this practice go with you? And because a lot of you guys are like, oh, I've been working with her for like 3, 4, 5 months and still nothing, nothing. Well, does this practice go with you? Are you doing it the right way? Are you practicing New Age? Where, this New Age, they don't teach you anything about spirituality. New Age, they just teach you how to light up a candle and say repeated prayers. It's not prayers from here. It's not prayers from the heart. How you doing, James? It's not communication from here. You're busy trying to concentrate on reading something that you're not concentrating within yourself. You're not putting your feelings out there. And that's what she wants. Is for you to put intentions and you put those feelings out there. Because when you come with a book and then you start praying, doing prayers that other people work, that other people wrote, and you're not putting your own feeling in there, you're getting stuck in that spiritual path. You're not becoming spiritual. You're just stuck right there. Because you're not feeling what happens when you pray and you talk to her from here, from the heart. You're not feeling that. You're not going through that emotion state, right? You're not feeling those emotions. That emotion that you want to cry. How many of you have prayed and then you start crying, and after that you feel like wonderful because you release all these feelings in here, and you feel like, wow, woo, that. How you doing, Martha? How many of you have spoken to her that way? How many of you have tried it without going into a book, opening the book and say, I want to read this prayer? So Maria, you have tried it. And I bet you after that, you feel like you got out something or something happened within here, right? You feel like there was a connection when you speak from your heart, when you speak from your soul, you speak through your mind, and you are telling her what you want. Because she's inside of you. Well, especially those who have been initiated. She's inside of you. You are her. You become one. You died and you were reborn. That's what the process of initiation is. Now, I'm not saying that you need initiation in order for you to talk to her. Don't misunderstand me. Yes, exactly. Miércoles. When you cry and you're releasing, something is happening to you spiritual. That you put in that intentions and you're moving things around. You're moving those energies within you. You are making a whirlwind. You're moving that energy within you through here. And then after you're done and you got everything out, you're like, whoa, that was intense. That is the point when you want to get with her. I'm speaking a little bit slow because I need to get this point across. That feeling that you get, it's a beautiful feeling. It's you're connecting to her, but at the same time, your higher self. Mama umbo, mama miti kati kwa ke chile kwa esha mama umbo ke kwa mama umbo miti ya kichi kati kwa. And then you get the cigar and you're smoking and you get in your spiritual in tune and boom, you have all this connection, all these feelings happening. Right? And then the thought process starts working. That's the point you want to get. Then there's no misinterpretation. Well, she's not speaking to me. She's inside of you. You are her. All right. So it was just a little quick video to explain how do you know when you start that communication process, when it begins, when it starts, where you have made connections. If you're asking the question, then you have a long way to go. Try it a different way. A lot of you guys have an issue. A lot of you the one watching me, that you think everything is in a book. That you want to be told. See, it's a spiritual path, and that spiritual path is your own. You have to discover who you are. You have to know who you are. Who are you? Who are you, Maria? Who are you, James? Who are you, Miércoles? Who are you? Ask yourself that. Who am I? I am the tree. I am the dirt. I am that sky. I am everywhere. I am creation. I am part of creation. When I pass away, I am buried. And here comes the recycling process. My body rats, maggots, worms come out. The birds eat it. Something else eats the birds. It's something lands on the water. It goes back into the air. It comes back down into rain. I am nature. I am everything. And that little famous words that I use in other places, I am that I am. You are part of this universe. You are part of this universal conscience. And it's not just with her. You can tap to anything that you wish to. You are part of a collective system. That's why we have connections with other people. That's why we could send negative energies to someone else, and at the same time we could send positive energies to someone else, because we are connected to everything in the universe. We are connected to everything in the universe. Everything is about energy. Like the video that I said yesterday. When you know yourself, you know where you are, where you're standing, how you are grounded. A lot of you probably need a lot of guidance, and that's where we always suggest that initiation process. And those who have gone through the initiation process, I agree, you have to know. Yes, you have to. Once you have gone through that initiation process, you're going to understand and you're going to learn how to value life. Once you are dead and reborn, you'll see the world through different eyes. Is it necessary? No, it's not. Now, these are just for people who really want to be a part of this tradition, want to learn. It's like you going to like I always say, to a university or college versus self-taught. When you self-taught, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. Rather than if you're guided, you're gonna be guided. A lot is like, well, it's always about money. Yes, there's money involved, but that's an investment for yourself. It's an investment for yourself for the future. Because a lot of you guys want to practice this and do this. A lot of you guys I know want to make a business out of this. Well, invest in the best business. Invest in that practice. Invest in your studies. Not with me. There's many people out there that would do that, but be guided by the right person. Understand that that process is not mail me your clothes and mail me this and then I'll do it here, and you're not present. You have to be present. See, that's the difference between somebody who really wants it and somebody who doesn't. Somebody who really wants it is gonna have the hunger inside. They're gonna really say, I want this, I need that. It's not gonna let them sleep. Because those are the people that have that connection with her. They're not satisfied until they get that. She keeps bothering them and bothering them and bothering them and say, you need to go through this. You need to accept me. You need me in your life. You need to open yourself for me. It's not just about the money. But trust me, my initiation prices are not nowhere near what other people are charging. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I should like rise them up all the way to compete against those people. But anyways, any questions? I'll give you guys a few minutes to ask questions. Any topics you guys want me to talk about? If you guys want me to talk about a certain topic, write it down. Now I'm also doing these videos on Instagram. On Instagram, I go by Tata and Fumbe. I give a little bit more information there too. My videos are not the same repetitive. This one I download it and then I put it on YouTube. Oh, and those asking about the 1 hour class, I put a link to the video from yesterday. I'm gonna put the link here too. Where you go for 1 hour reading, it has a slash, and it'll say classes. It says 1 hour reading slash classes. I do not have TikTok. To be honest with you, I have my opinion about TikToks. TikTok. I don't like it. I really don't like TikTok. As a matter of fact, nobody in this house has TikTok here or uses TikTok. Not only me, you can book my wife too if you want to talk to my wife. My wife is the healing priestess. We are interested in that in the classes. Well, James, if you're interested in the class, like I said, I always put the link here. There is a price. But I'm gonna give you guys a word of advice because a lot of people don't take this. Don't take the opportunities. The classes are one on one, or you can have another person there watching. You like you and your partner, you or your girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend and boyfriend. It doesn't matter. Uh, Before you decide to book that, always write questions, because when it comes to the classes, people hesitate and then they forgot, because somehow it always happens. They like wander off, they go to La La Land and they don't ask the questions. And then when the classes are over, they're like, oh my God, I missed all the questions that I had. Okay, Adriana. So, any other questions? I know I did a video earlier today. Remember, guys, I'm in Florida now. I'm not longer in LA or in Houston. That the hours are different. I'm not going back to Houston. Actually, this is the new place where I'm staying now. Is Florida, Cape Coral, Fort Myer area. Well, write that down, Adriana. Write everything down, and when you book it, um, have that those questions ready. Have a pencil and paper ready. Um, Ask those important questions that you guys been trying to ask. I understand you want your privacy, right? Also, that 1 hour class is not just theory or talk. We could go over a spell. If you guys are looking for a spell, we could go over a spell and I'll give you guys an idea what you can do with her. Um, like I said, unfortunately, there is a price on that, because that's my time that I'm offering now. Um, Let me see any more questions here. Give you guys a few more minutes to ask questions. Now, don't ask me questions about secrets. Yes, you and him, one price. Hey, if it's one phone, what it is, we could do a video conference through Messenger. We could see each other and we could talk, or we could do a phone conversation. It's up to you guys. I don't care if there's 5 or 6 people there, but um, in that, if it's a whole family. But remember, it's just 1 hour. So if you have 5 or 6 people, their questions might be answered before yours, or you guys know what I mean. Now, like I said, I do have knowledge in the new age, but my most knowledge is on traditional. Traditional is different. Traditional is more like an ancestor practice. But just because I said ancestor practice doesn't mean that you have to be Hispanic or you have to be Mexican, you know, in order to practice this. Because the one that actually, no, we're talking about initiation. The one that gets initiated is not actually your temple. That means the body, right? It's the spirit within you, and that spirit within you could be white, could be black, could be yellow, could be pink, could be. We don't know. The spirit, I don't think, has a race or ethnic, right? Your temple has a color. Your temple means your body. But the spirit within you, your spirit could be thousands of years old. You could have been a practitioner in another life and you're reincarnated into another body. So don't take that as that I'm saying that if only Latinos or Hispanics or Mexicans can practice this. She doesn't care who practices this. Color here doesn't matter. Okay? I know there's a few people out there saying, oh, because you are Caucasian or because you are this, you have no business practicing this. Those are ignorant people. Okay? Because we all are one universal conscience. I mean, we all come from the same place. Well, I was told that I'm an alien, so I don't know. I'm a Sagittarius, so I might be. Let me see, no more questions? All right, then. I'm going to start this other video on Instagram. So there's no more questions. You have a wonderful day, blessed day. I'm going to put the link to the reading site if you guys want a reading or the 1 hour class. Now, the classes are only for 1 hour. Aries is a beautiful sign, but also very rebellious. Listen, astrology has a lot to do with spirituality as well, because it lets you know, even in the Aztecs or the Mayans, use a lot of astrology. We use a lot of astrology to divine your spiritual path. All right, so no more questions. You'll have a blessed day. Aquarius is a beautiful sign too. I love Aquarius. We get along with Sagittarius. Aquarius are like very, I don't know, how do I use this? Lonely. Aquarius are cool people. I like Aquarius. You speak to them about aliens and stuff, and they're like into it. They're like, wow, yeah, man, it's so cool. My daughter is an Aquarius. You're welcome, Martha. You're welcome. All right, y'all have a wonderful night.